Good evening, guys, and happy Monday to all of your sunshiny faces. Well, guys, a little bit of an update with our projects that are going on, because I know we we probably started painting that bedroom, the one that I'm moving into, like over a month ago, and in all honesty, probably be done, probably be moved in there right now. The problem was with the, it had nothing to do with that room. In fact, it had to do with a different room that, that has no impact on, this room and, the other room getting painted and moving into the correct rooms, Jack moving in here and me moving into the other one. It should have no impact on that. However, it has, because when we ended up having that problem in the laundry room, again, about a month ago, with the, we found out that there was that leak not in the water heater, but behind the water heater. The pipes were all corroded, and the part that actually was the worst corroded part was not the part that was actually leaking. It was just a random, like, further down on the pipe. A lot of times, like, if it gets corroded, it'll, like, the spot where, like, like the elbow is in the pipe, or like something like that, that's the part that looks the worst on the pipe. And even to the plumber, when he came over here, saw it, he was like, I assumed that that was where the leak was coming from because of how bad the pipes look. And he was like, but yeah, he found out that it was further down and that was where it was leaking from. So again, he came over, it took a few hours. He put like a clamp on it, but reality is that it has to, like, the whole thing needs to be replaced. So when that happens, though, we didn't entirely know the extent of, like, what the piping situation looked like. So we didn't know if he needed to go in the crawl space, like if the leak was from there, or if it was behind the wall, or if it was even the water heater that was leaking. Like, we really didn't know. And again, too, my dad didn't really want to go poking around all too much because of all of the just like not wanting to mess something up worse and then have more problems. And on top of that, too, my mom had a doctor's appointment the next day, and so my dad was thankfully home, but in order to get, like, the emergency plumber to come out, he had to come the next day when both my mom and dad were gone. So then again, he came, did the clamp, I think is what it's called, and put it on there, so we have not had the leak, and it's not been a problem since he put that on. But he was like, you need these pipes replaced, and we were like, yeah, we know. We had a problem, again, too, with the pipes not too long ago, the ones that are underneath the kitchen sink, not inside, like in the house, but in the crawl space. And we had a problem with the pipes under the sink there. Like, I think there was it got corroded, and there was a leak in the pipe, but it was like the pipe that comes out of the sink, not that goes into the sink. So it wasn't like the running water, it was like the drain. And so we ended up finding out that was a problem, and so we got a large chunk of all of that piping replaced a while ago. Like, everything underneath the sink was replaced, including the stuff like in the house under the sink, and the stuff that was in the crawl space there as well. But again, too, still ton more pipe plumbing stuff that has to be done, because we've not had any of the pipes replaced in this house. And to be quite honest, they probably haven't been replaced since the house was built, other than, like, my dad and uncle did the bathroom pipes, like, to put in the new, like, not new shower, but when we first moved in, there was like an old like faucet in the shower, and so they ended up, like, I think honestly the handle broke like a year or maybe two into us living here, very, very quickly after we moved in. And then they ended up replacing that, but when they replaced, like, the hardware in the showers, like, they replaced the piping behind the wall of the shower as well. So, like, that was done, and like I said, a handful of other little things might have been done, but the reality is that most of the pipes are bad in the house and they need to be replaced. So anyways, the plumber, he, like I said, got that stuff done, taken care of. It was, again, probably close to a month ago. Now, again, fast forward to, you know, we had scheduled to have him come and just replace those pipes so that we can get it. Then once that's done, we'll be able to, because he had to cut the drywall out to get to the pipes. So now we're gonna have again, my cousin and his company who's doing the patchwork for the bedroom, and they're also doing the floors in both here and the other bedroom. But we have some drywall stuff that has to be done in the other room. Also the lights that we cut the holes in the drywall for. All of that has to be patched. So we're like, well, it just makes sense. When they're here, we can have them do that patchwork as well, right? But we don't want to move on with that until after we get the plumber here. So plumber is scheduled for Wednesday to come. So we've had him scheduled for 2 weeks. However, multiple things are going on Wednesday. I don't know who will be here and at what time, and like my mom has a doctor's appointment again, like funny enough, the same day the plumber's supposed to come again, that again she can't like reschedule or anything like that. There's football practice, there's like a whole bunch of other things that are going on that can't be done, can't be rescheduled, and like that kind of stuff too. Or, you know, again, people are required to be at jobs and things like that. So I don't think anybody's going to be here for the full time that the plumber is going to be here, and it's like an all day kind of, he said it'll probably be a half day, possibly a full day type job that he'll have to do. So it's not just like, oh, like, you know, he'll be here for like an hour or something like that, like, you know, before we, you know, have something, whatever else going on before an appointment, like work stuff, whatever. So we have to reschedule again, which hopefully is not going to be another 2 weeks after that. But the problem with the bedroom situation, not only is it that we don't want to move on with those projects because we can't, because again too, like my cousin's coming to, you know, they're going to be doing the, you know, the work all at the same time, so we want to have all this stuff done. All of the stuff that is in our downstairs closet and a lot of the stuff that's in the laundry room, we moved all that out so that again he could get into the crawl space because we didn't know where the leak was at the time, and also the stuff from the laundry room so that he could get into the laundry room to, you know, get to the stuff. So we moved all that into what is currently the only spare room in the house, which was the one that we were painting. So because of all that stuff, like everything's in there, and it's hard because we just kind of like threw the stuff in there too so that we could, you know, again, this happened the night before. I think it was, my mom had the appointment maybe on Monday, and it was Sunday night that we all of a sudden found out this leak. So like Sunday night, and it was like late too, it was like 10, 11 o'clock at night, like me and my dad noticed it. So we're like throwing all this stuff in there. We're like, we have to get an emergency plumber out here, you know, like all that kind of stuff. And yeah, or maybe it was the next day. Maybe it wasn't like on, I think maybe it happened on Sunday, and he said that he would come out on Tuesday, and that was what it was. And then that was the day my mom had her appointment instead of like the following day or something like that. Or no, maybe, I don't remember what it was. It was the following day, but nobody else but me and Jack were here, I think. Now there's football practice. I think maybe there wasn't football practice, or again, he was done early in the morning, but because this is gonna be like an all day thing, but because of all the work stuff, appointment stuff, like things like that, it's not, like we can't end up getting him to come out on Wednesday now, which stinks. So we probably have to wait longer now. Like I said, it's like going to be like another 2 weeks after that before we can schedule to have him. Hopefully, again, hopefully he might have something closer sooner, you know, or maybe he could even like switch things around, like, you know, again, the Thursday, if he has like stuff on Thursday, switch it to Wednesday and maybe do, or Friday or something like that. But yeah, if not, we might have to wait longer again to have him come back out, which stinks. And like also too, because like half of my room is packed up right now, like, and because the anticipation was I'm going to be moving into the other room, but I have to get the stuff out of here. And then because we're gonna have this room and the spare room both empty at the same time, so I have to get like all this stuff packed up, put into the attic, then like go sleep temporarily in the living room for like, you know, again, a day or two, whatever it takes for them to do the drywall stuff and the floors and everything like that, then officially move into that room. But I can't do that right now because we have to paint this room. But I can't do that right now because, again, there's stuff in the living room, there's stuff that's in you know, like in that spare room, there's just a whole lot of stuff and a whole lot of stuff going on. And now it's like, oh yeah, and the thing that we actually did have scheduled now is not, like, you know, again, we have to cancel and probably reschedule it, which means that we'll probably be waiting longer now for all of this. And like, oh goodness, guys, yeah, it's been quite a headache. And like that's kind of the point, is that, like, you know, we probably should be done with both these rooms had the you know, water problems not arose, but it did, and now we're waiting on that. Whereas again too, had we had the bedroom stuff all done and taken care of, then if that would have come up, we could have just been like, okay, and then we'll have my cousin come out later to, you know, like have them fix the drywall after the fact. But we can't right now because of the, you know, we're just, well, why have them come back out again when we're going to have them here to be doing work in the other rooms, you know? So, I don't know. It's, like I said, it's a headache, guys. It seriously has been a huge headache, but I feel like I find it hilarious because, like, I used to watch all those, like, house flipper, you know, like, type shows and stuff like that, like HGTV, and it would always be, like, you know, like, one thing, and then, like, it would set off, like, chain reactions, all this other stuff, or they'd find out, they'd be like, oh, this isn't a problem, and then they find out, oh, this is a problem, you know? So, like, you'd be working on or focusing on one thing, and then all of a sudden it's, like, all these other things come up. That's literally how it has been with this whole process that we started over a year ago, which shouldn't have taken us over a year to finish. It's like gonna be, you know, again, it was the spring of not this past year, but last year that we started. Like, I'm assuming that hopefully by year 2 of the whole thing, we'll be done with it. And the thing is too, is that I feel like the most difficult part of the whole thing, which was the, you know, building walls upstairs and, you know, basically a full demo upstairs, that would have been the most difficult and longest part of this whole process. And while it does feel like that was probably a good portion of it, it's like we haven't been doing anything, but we've had to wait for so much stuff too, you know? So it's a headache, guys. It is. But like, it seriously is like those TV shows, like where you think that it's like just for the ratings, like stuff just comes up and they're like, oh no, now this thing, and you know, like, whereas they clearly knew about it ahead of time, like, and it's all just staged. Like, literally that is what is happening here too. I was like, maybe that, you know, it's not as staged as we think some of the like TV shows like that are, because this is the reality of what's actually happening right now. And like, you know, it's like we'd be done, like the bedroom situation, we'd be done with it, like probably would have been done with it, like, again, a month ago. And then the water situation comes up and we haven't been able to get the rooms finished now. So that's why it's like been pushed on to like, well, I think it's been over a month since me and Jack started painting that room. And now, you know, like, goodness, like I said, it's a headache. And, the whole process in general has just been, you know, not as smooth, but I also feel like things could have gone worse, and they haven't gone that bad. I feel like a lot of the stuff was kind of, we anticipated any problems, but like, again, too, we're doing bedrooms. We have no, like, the water is not affecting any of this stuff, you know, like, it's not like, oh, we're remodeling the bathroom and all of a sudden we find out that there's a leak, you know, and now we have to do this whole big tear out where we're just gonna replace a sink or something, right? Like, that's not the problem. It's like, this is something completely separate from the bedroom stuff, but we have to get that done before we can do the other stuff. And like I said, it doesn't make sense to like half fix that, or, you know, even to like put the stuff back, because we had, again, the plumber scheduled and now we're gonna have to cancel and reschedule the plumber and everything like that. And so anyways, guys, yeah, I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog, but that was supposed to be the plan for this week, was we were supposed to have the plumber come out, and it looks like that's not happening this week, which means it's going to be longer before the bedroom situation gets done. And I hate living in limbo. That's the other thing too, like this weird limbo state that I'm in where it's like my shelves are empty in my room, like there's no, my jewelry's put away, like I'm like, hopefully I'm not going anywhere fancy anytime soon because I'm not going to be able to get to any of my jewelry. One of my cousin's weddings is coming up in October and I'm like, I'm gonna have all my stuff packed away and not be able to get to anything like nice clothes, jewelry, like anything like that, because it's all packed away in the attic right now. So anyways guys, I will keep you updated with the project stuff, but as of right now, that's where we stand. That's what we've been waiting on, and now we're gonna have to wait longer because we have to reschedule it. But like I said, hopefully it's not that far out and it's not gonna be like another weeks and weeks, and it wasn't even that long. I genuinely honestly think it was less than 2 weeks. I want to say it was about a week and a half that we like scheduled it, because I think it was the very beginning of September, but when my dad actually talked to him to schedule it, I think, because we had the thing, like, you know, again, the patch, or not the patch, but like the clamp like part done, but then it was like we're waiting to figure out if we wanted to, like there was other stuff that was also going on too, so we had to just kind of wait, and then we're like, okay, now, you know, again, we can schedule this, and then he's like, okay, it'll be like, again, like a week and a half or whatever, and now we're like, oh, we're gonna have to reschedule again because, you know, like nobody's gonna be here. So anyways, I will see you guys in tomorrow's vlog, and like I said, keep you updated with everything as that goes on. But I should have a Meijer haul for you guys tomorrow because we are going to Meijer. I finished my grocery list, so I should have that for you guys tomorrow. My dad did ask me today if we wanted to go tomorrow because there was football on tonight, and he got back from football practice a little late, so should have that for you guys tomorrow. But if you guys did enjoy today's vlog, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.